Hey guys, it's Kelly and you're watching That Smells Divine. If you've been following my videos for a while, you may have seen a couple weeks ago that I did my Scentxplore Sample Bag reveal, and I showed you guys all of the samples that were inside of that bag. Well, since then, I've gone through the bag, I've sniff tested everything, and I've pulled out my favorites out of all the Scentxplore samples to share with you my thoughts on them, and yeah, just maybe like pique your interest in some maybe new to you fragrances. Before we dive into today's video, if this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Kelly. I am obsessed with fragrance. Okay, so today I have 7 fragrances for you. So I went through the entire sample bag the other day, thought that my nose was going to fall off because I literally sniffed everything in the bag. I think there were like 30 plus samples in there. And I pulled these fragrances for you. These are the ones that I'm like most intrigued by or that I like fell in love with. And so I'm really excited to share these with you today. Okay, the very first one is from the house Precious Liquid, and this is called Tobacco Royale. Now, I briefly looked at the notes as I was sniffing these the other day, but I have not looked at them since then, so I'm just kind of like going in blind here. But I just want to tell you my first impressions, not necessarily what I think the notes are, although I'll list the notes up here, but more so, yeah, how does this make me feel? What am I getting from this? What am I excited about, etc. So Precious Liquid Tobacco Royale, so right upon first spray, this has like a very medicinal kind of like almost similar like to Nishane's Ani kind of vibe going on. The tobacco is like nice and subtle, and so is something, am I getting saffron? I feel like there's potentially saffron in here. The whole thing is very subtle, like there's nothing crazy about it. That medicinal thing goes away pretty quickly. Yeah, this is absolutely gorgeous. Like I'm not a huge tobacco fan usually, and I kind of like, I'm a little bit like, ugh, with tobacco because sometimes it can be too much for me. But this is beautiful. It's got like a floral component to it. It smells very sexy, very deep, very kind of luxurious, and very royal too. Like Tobacco Royal sounds like an appropriate name. Yeah, this is really, really pretty. I'm excited to wear test this because I have not yet worn it on skin, but so far this is one of the ones I'm most excited about. Okay, next up we have one from the House of Moresque, and this is called Scarlet Rouge. I tried 3 from the house. I'm going to share with you one more. The third one I was just kind of meh about. I mean, not meh. I actually really appreciated the quality of it, but it wasn't like enough to make it onto this list today. But this was my first time smelling anything from the house, and I was really blown away by the artistry. Like these are just gorgeous, gorgeous scents. So Scarlet Rouge is like a pretty, let's see. Yeah, it's like a pretty like berry scent. And there's something like spicy, potentially, maybe some cinnamon, maybe some pepper, pink pepper perhaps, berries, like, yeah, it's a really pretty, it reminds me of something from the 80s. It kind of smells like Big Red. Remember the Big Red chewing gum? Yeah, there's something in here, it smells like Big Red. That's so funny. Something in here that's reminding me of my mom in the 80s. But yeah, this is gorgeous. I'm not a huge cinnamon fan, so for me to be like, oh, I smell cinnamon and this smells good. Yeah, really, really interesting fragrance. All 3 of his fragrances that I smelled, I was like, these are unique and really well blended. Like it's nice to find fragrances 3 in a row that don't smell like anything else. So yeah, I'm really excited. There's something like really peppery in here, and also something floral that I'm having a hard time putting my nose on. Perhaps some jasmine. Yeah, but it's just pretty. It's really pretty, really different, really unique. Got a little bit of spicy zest to it. Yeah, I'm really excited to play with this one more. The second one from the house that I'm super excited about is called Soul Batik. I've war tested this twice already because I think this is probably my favorite from the house, but this is like a beautiful kind of incensey vibe. I believe there's some nutmeg and cardamom. Yeah, definitely cardamom. Yeah, definitely some nutmeg. This is so pretty, you guys. it like at the top, it's a very like cold, kind of spicy. Yeah, like I think of being in this like beautiful, like luxurious, like Middle Eastern location, even though I've never been to the Middle East. But it has that like really luxurious, like Morocco vibe or something. Like I smell like spice markets, right? And then as this wears, like obviously I'm not smelling it right now, but I know because I've worn it twice so far. As this wears, it turns into this beautiful incense, like, yeah, just this gorgeous, like warm, luxurious incense. Like it's a juxtaposition between the coldness of the spices and the warmth of the incense. Yeah, this is absolutely gorgeous. I think that I would like a full bottle actually. Yeah, it's very classy, very refined, very unisex, very luxurious. Like it just, yeah, it's good. Okay, next we've got one that I had never heard of. This is by Arquiste for J. Crew, and it's number 57. And this is actually a roll-on. I did wear test this the other day. I'm a huge fan of Arquiste fragrances. Like they're definitely one of my favorite houses, and I believe that this is a collaboration between, oh yeah, it is by Carlos Huber, who's he's like the owner of Arquiste, with Rodrigo Flores Roux and Jeanne Vasnier, who are two of my like absolute favorite perfumers. I believe that Rodrigo Flores Roux did Floricanto and Architects Club, if I'm remembering correctly, which are my two. No, he did Anima Dulcis and Floricanto, I think he did both of those. And I feel like Jeanne Vasnier might have done Architects Club, but regardless, maybe not. I could be wrong on that. I need to like brush it up. But basically, these two guys are like my literal favorite perfumers. And then Carlos Huber is like the Arquiste guy, and I just love everything, and I follow him on Instagram, and I'm just kind of obsessed with him in general. So lo and behold, I thought I was gonna fall in freaking love with this fragrance, and I'm on the fence. It's a roll-on, so you know, if you've been following me for a minute, you know how I feel about roll-ons. But this is a whiskey fragrance. Okay. Yeah, okay, so it's aged whiskey, cinnamon bark, oak wood, cedar wood, labdanum, and vanilla beans. And I definitely get the whiskey and cinnamon and the woody elements of it. My problem with this, I think I would love this fragrance if I could spray it on, because I can smell the artistry, but for some reason when I wear roll-ons, like they just don't, there's no projection whatsoever. So I feel like this could be a good layering tool for me underneath, I can't talk, underneath Angel Share, or maybe even underneath Rosé All Day, or maybe even underneath just like a more creamy vanilla fragrance to kind of like spice it up a little bit. But yeah, I'm gonna keep playing with it and I'll let you guys know. But it's number 57 by Arquiste. Okay, next we've got one that I'm really trying to wrap my head around. And I love it because I'm so confused by it, and I love finding fragrances like this because it's a journey of discovering how I feel about this fragrance. It's kind of like going on a date with someone that like you can't tell if you're falling head over heels with them or if you like cannot stand them. You know, has anyone else ever had that experience where you're like so confused that you just feel like you need to spend more time with them just to like figure out how you feel, like because it's so confusing? That's how I feel about this fragrance. It's called Chinotto Dark from Abaton, and the reviews on this are very polarizing, but basically this is like a very it's like very fir, pine, like pine sol smell up front. But you guys, this literally smells like the fizz from a bottle of genuine Coca-Cola, like the bottles that you get in Mexico, like the genuine Coca-Cola bottles, you know, like the fizz that comes off of it, like when you go to take a sip and you can smell it coming out of the bottle. It literally smells like that on the opening. It's so crazy. And I smelled it, and then I went on to Fragrantica to read the reviews, and everyone else was talking about it too, except they were just saying Coke. They weren't saying like exactly which kind, you know? But yeah, I'm so intrigued by this because I love fir scents. I love pine
scents, and this is just different, and I have no idea what to think about this. I feel like if and when I douse myself with this, I'm either going to vomit or I'm gonna fall in love. Like, it's gonna be one or the other, because that's how like assaulting this fragrance is. I just can't tell if it's in a good way or a bad way. So anyways, to be continued. This is Abaton Chinoto Dark. Okay, next up we've got one by Parfum de Marly, and this is called Haltane, and I believe this is their newest addition to their collection. I really wanted Ian to love this because I would really want to like smell this on Ian every single day. He unfortunately did not love it, which is interesting because to me, it smells like a very masculine, sort of crisp version of Baccarat Rouge, and he loves the Baccarat Rouge DNA. So I'm super confused as to why he didn't fall head over heels in love with this, but this is, yeah, it's like if a Christmas tree and Baccarat Rouge had a baby. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. What else? It smells like something else. Oh, hold on. I'm getting Olfactive Studio Ombre Indigo vibes actually now. I'm getting like some plum and some saffron maybe. Obviously that's what was making it smell like Baccarat, but is there plum in here? I'm getting something. Okay, so now I'm thinking like it's like if Ombre Indigo and Baccarat Rouge had a baby. That's actually more of what I'm getting. Less of that like fresh kind of Christmas tree vibe, but there's a little bit of that in there too. Curious to read the notes. I have not looked at the notes yet on this, but I freaking love this. I think it's amazing, and I'm gonna start wearing it. Okay, last but not least, you guys, I recently have begun my dive into Amouage. And in the Scentxplore kit, there was a box with 4 Amouage samples in it. I obviously smelled each of them. I thought each were incredibly done. My first and only, I believe, thing that I've had sample-wise from Amouage is Material, which I've been loving lately. Very beautiful vanilla fragrance. And this one stood out for me. This is called Purpose. But yeah, this is really pretty, this Purpose. Again, like kind of like a fur, kind of maybe juniper berry, maybe, what is that? Maybe some oud. There's something kind of like smoky and screechy in here, but in a good way. Yeah, this is really interesting. Yeah, I'm still getting juniper berry. I wonder if there's juniper berry in here. I have not looked at the notes for this yet because, to be honest with you, I couldn't find the 4 that they sent in the box. I couldn't find anything about those 4 anywhere, so I'm guessing they're like not released yet, but I can't find anything on the notes. But it's just like a beautiful, kind of grassy, kind of crunchy, like leather or oud. It's very animalic, but yeah, there's something in here that just smells really classy and very sophisticated to me. It smells like a guy who like has his shit together, but I would definitely wear this. Like, it's a little bit of a bombastic fragrance, and I think it's very appropriately named because someone would wear this that like has like a sense of purpose, right? This feels like something that someone would wear when they're like really driven and they're like goals oriented and they mean business, and they're just like the kind of person that just like shows up and they're like, let's just do this thing and like let's just get shit done, you know? Yeah, I really like this one. So those are my 7, you guys. I would love to hear in the comments, for those of you that also got the sample bag, what was your favorite out of the bag? Did you get the same samples as me? I was wondering if like we all got the same samples or if they were like a random mishmash. And by the time this video airs, Scentxplore will have wrapped up. So for those of you attending the event live, amazing. How was it? So fun. And I can't wait to hear all about it and watch everyone's videos and see everyone's content around it. Yeah, so that's it for today's video, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If this is your first time here, please go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you hit the alarm bell to receive notifications of future videos. I've got some really exciting videos coming up for you guys in the next couple of months, so stay tuned, and I'll see you guys around the bend.